5-point spread. I think Vegas hits this one right on the number.
Well, I think it's time for old Matty Ice to put up or shut up here and live up to his nickname. I think that he's been very much flirting on the tip of being a Tier 1 quarterback. I mean,
he's been great.
Oh, I mean, just stellar, lights out this season. We'll put up numbers, but these are the moments where you confirm, you stamp your position as I am an elite NFL quarterback. These are the moments right here. I think Atlanta will come out blazing in this game. Seattle is a totally different team on the road, especially playing in the Dome. This favors Atlanta. I like this to be close. So Seattle will, because Atlanta's defense is kind of for the birds as well. Earl Thomas being out does make the difference, so I'm going to take Atlanta. I'm going to think Matty Ice gets his due here, and he's going to have his moment. I'm going to take Atlanta to win this one close, 34-31. Seattle covers the 5.
Yep. 34-31, Seattle covers the 5. I think that we're all on the same page for a reason. This has got some shootout written all over it. Seattle's good when they establish the run. I think Thomas Rawls has come along as a pretty good running back here in the second half of the season. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's a good game. I just don't want to watch a stinker. But do you guys remember this one a few years ago in the playoffs when Atlanta went I don't know where that game was. Do you know what I'm talking about? This was 2012. They won it on a Matt Bryant field goal late. Anybody remember this? No?
Against Seattle?
Yes.
Yes. A couple years ago in the divisional round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they beat them 30-28 on a late Matt Bryant field goal.
Yes, and the game Seattle, I think, was winning pretty much the whole game.
They were, and that's something. Thank you, Joe. You actually just helped me out. But going back and looking at the earlier matchup this season, it looked like Seattle had a 17-3 lead at the half, and Atlanta came out in the third quarter and put up 21 to get right back into that game, which is an indication to me that somehow, some way, Atlanta's making a great offensive second-half adjustment. They found something in that defense they could exploit. Don't be afraid to see something like that again. If you've got to play quarters, if you want to start playing over under 14 points in each quarter of this game in the first, second, and third quarter, I don't think that's a bad play at all. Those are all in-game lines and things you can view on most websites that are out there, or if you're in the desert, you can do it that way. But I really
Earl Thomas is absent. I think this is the game it's going to come into play.
Well, I just think that this is when you can really start to focus on particular games when you're at the betting booth. And you can attack certain positions. And like these over-unders in this game that are, over 13.5 in the third quarter, attack the shit out of those plays because they should score 2 touchdowns as a total. So just look at those numbers carefully and see if something comes up of it. So we've all got our pick in. We all think Atlanta wins this game. Jack, you're taking Seattle in the points. I am taking the push, and Joey is taking Seattle in the points as well. So off we go to the presumed blowout of Saturday. According to everybody on social media, everybody on ESPN, the NFL Network, every other network that covers the NFL, this game is already over, and New England is preparing to host the AFC Championship game.
It is essentially a warm-up game before the real AFC Championship game for New England. I don't see a snowball's chance in hell that the Houston Texans go into Foxborough and win this game.
Well,
it would be a remarkable upset.
First. Let me get the numbers to you here. New England laying 15 most recently. They are 15-point home favorite. Over-under here, 44.5. I don't know which one seems more inflated to me, the actual spread or the over-unders. This opened at 15.5 and 46. So the over-under dropped to 44.5, and the line itself, the spread, has been just fluctuating within a point or so back and forth. Game time temperature. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Have you seen it?
22 degrees.
I got it at 51.
Oh, that only favors New England more.
Well, according to my book, it's going to be 22 degrees there with 4-mile-per-hour winds.
What's your book? The wrong book?
I don't know.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I got the wrong website here because it did say mostly sunny, and now at 39 would be their guess at game time.
You're probably looking at their weather today.
I might have been. It's a possibility. Yeah. In working at the same site, it's now 12 degrees different. Mostly sunny, wind north-northeast, 0 miles per hour. So that's the forecast for Foxborough. Zero wind is Tom Brady's best friend. I don't know that it matters a whole lot for the Brock Star himself. I think he had his day in the sun at NRG in Houston. I can't imagine under any circumstance ever laying 15 points in an NFL game, especially a playoff game. However, if I had to, this is the week to do it. I think that there's, like you just said, Peeps, there's no way that New England doesn't beat them. Has anybody looked at the money line in this game?
It's probably called worthless.
Yeah, I'm just curious, and I'm going to pull that up just to see how bad it is.
Plus 702 and minus 948.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
That's about right, though. It is about right. It's really about right. Oh, it's not like, you look at the upsets, the big upsets in football where Ohio State beats Miami, in a game like that. That was considered at the time a huge upset. I believe Miami in the national championship, where they were like a 17-point favorite or something ridiculous.
14,
that's still, it's a ton of points. Well, I don't think it's like that because you could have made an argument for Ohio State to win that game that year some way, somehow. I don't think there's any argument in hell that you could make for Houston going there and winning this game, especially when you look at the last time a full-strength Houston Texans team went into Foxborough. They get beat 27-3 when Jacoby Brissett was their starting quarterback. So now number 12's back in this game. I'm taking, obviously, I don't need to say it is. It's how we're New England's winning this game, but this is going to be one of those weird ones. New England will be up this game 31-10. Houston will get a garbage late touchdown to make this game 31-17. Houston sneaks that backdoor cover in if it stays 15. New England by 14, 31-17.
I think it's a really good angle. And I don't totally disagree with you. I just pulled up that money line too, Pepper. What do you had at 1702?
My book says 702 plus 702 minus 948.
Okay, so minus 948. That's some good odds because I'm looking at Bet365 and they have it at minus 1667. So you would have to wager $1,667 to win $100 for New England to win that game outright.
I'll do it.
Deal. Yeah.
Honestly, though, it just seems that sure of a bet, though. It's like, okay,
I'll tell you what, man. Who was it? I think it was last year where I watched somebody week one. It was last year. It was New Orleans and Cleveland.
Did
Cleveland beat New Orleans last year?
I think you're right.
They did beat them in Cleveland. Like I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but that did happen.
Somebody had laid about $700 on the money line on New Orleans to win that game outright. It was $700 to pay $100, and he lost.
Huh.
And I remember that. That's just got to be a disgusting, disgusting feeling. There's no shower that could ever wash that shit off. This game coming up here on Saturday, I don't know that it's going to be a good one. I'd like to see it be a good one. I don't think that the Brock Star shows up like he did in Oakland. I do want to point out, though, the family tree, the connection that is the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans. Bill O'Brien was their offensive coordinator. Romeo Crennel at one point was the defensive coordinator there. Do these things have any effect? Does this connection, does this give anybody an edge? Does it give the Houston Texans an edge of any kind?
No, unless Bill O'Brien and Romeo Crennel learn from the Zen Master on how to sneak in plays. But I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick knows how that is. He's got a fortress around his practice facility.
He probably does.
I don't know. I don't think they're penetrating that force field. I think that's why Belichick's been able to be so successful. He taught his coaches that art, but they're not going to be able to penetrate his practice facility.
Sure. And it doesn't seem like they can fundamentally instill the same type of day in and day out demonstration to the players. Just seems like New England, I don't know what it is that Belichick does there, but he's just got a system that really doesn't rely on talent.
It's so good at maximizing the talent that he has.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Putting guys in the right position at the right time. It is something unbelievable. It's really something you cannot put. You can't explain it.
Joe, it is professional sports version of the ultimate dick pill.
Well, if I may interrupt, I have an idea here. Do you recall back in the late 70s, early 80s? I know you probably don't. Joey, I know you don't. You weren't born yet.
Nope.
There was a team called the Oakland Raiders that picked up retreads from all over. Jim Plunkett, Ted Hendricks, the list goes on and on. Otis Strunk.
Lester Hayes.
Yeah, well, Lester Hayes, they drafted Lester Hayes. But what my point
Mike Haynes, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Yes, Mike Haynes, you're right. Guys like that played all over the NFL, but when they came to Oakland and put that Raider jersey on back in the 70s or 80s, it was just, it was like the perfect fit, so to speak. And that's kind of the way New England is, because I think that there's something about wearing that Patriots jersey. I think that Bill Belichick has instilled something in that group. Jamie Collins is an example. He didn't fit in there as good as he is. He's gone. Which team in their right mind would let Jamie Collins walk away from their franchise?
I'm convinced he did something. I think he slept with someone's wife. I mean, not only just to get rid of him, a Pro Bowler, but to send him to the Browns. That was just cold-blooded.
Yeah.
Well, he wanted to talk salary, and Bill Belichick wanted nothing to do with it because I think his salary or his contract ran out at the end of the year, and Belichick pretty much told him, go play for the Browns, see how much you get next year,
Yeah.
So.
And he's done that before. It's effective.
I don't know. I'll just say one thing. I think that New England Patriots in the playoffs.
I honestly think the angel Lucifer had it better.
Yeah, New England Patriots in the regular season, New England Patriots in the playoffs, home field advantage, Tom Brady behind center, 14-2 against the spread this year during the regular season. That line opened at 16. It's at 15. The thing that catches my eye here mostly is the total. What is it, 44.5? Because
it's high.
This is going to be a one-sided football game, and I think New England beat Houston 27-0 in the regular season. I think, Joey, you're right. I think it was with Jacoby Brissett behind the quarterback.
Sure was.
As quarterback. I don't see any much of a game here. I see about a 30-7 blowout. It's going to go under that total, and 15 is a lot to lay, but not when you're playing the Patriots. No, not for the Patriots.
No,
and playoffs. That's where I'm at.
What was your final score there, Pepper?
30-7.
30-7. All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'll make this as brief as I possibly can. Brief like a pair of undies. I agree with both of you. I don't think that this is a contest. I think New England is the better team all around, all year long. I said you can't bet against Belichick. You don't do it. You don't do it. 15 points in an NFL game scares the shit out of me. And there is this contrarian rebel deep in my soul who says, just take the Texans in the 15 and laugh all the way to the bank. But I'm tired of being an idiot. Today's the day. It's a new year. It's a new me. I'm tired of being a moron. I'm not going to bet against Bill Belichick no matter how much I want to. I think the Patriots win this game 33-10, and I agree with you. They sneak under that under.
Yeah, that under there's the trap under I think that we saw last weekend with Houston-Oakland, because obviously that number kept dropping, 36.5. And it was I think there were 27 points at the half scored. So
there was, and I had gone into some commentary with another listener out there, and somebody else recommending that the under was their play of the week, and I just thought that was a tough call because it really is enticing. You look at those two teams and you think that's a 13-10 final with the injuries and the lack of offense on Oakland side, the lack of offense on Houston side. But as it all unfolded, the smart thing to do is take a big long look at that and realize with Brock Osweiler, Connor Cook, you have turnovers. And turnovers usually translate into shitty garbage time touchdowns. The Jadeveon Clowney interception early put that game to rest right away, but set up field position. You had another turnover that set up the Raiders' field position. We all should have learned a lesson with that one last week.
Yeah, and the only thing that scares me about the total in this Houston-New England game is the fact that New England can put 44 points on the board against Houston. I know Houston's got the number one defense, but it doesn't matter. They're playing against Tom Brady. Tom Brady's got a magic wand, and he can do
everything. And one thing I know I kind of took a stretch and took that backdoor cover today, but the thing about it is Belichick and Brady just don't take their foot off the gas. They get you on the ground and they hold your head underwater because it's funny to them.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. They do not let up, and that's something that team has done for years. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's jump ahead, shall we, to Sunday's matchup. This is another good one. This is what we hope for, especially in divisional round where you've got 4 games still to enjoy. The Pittsburgh Steelers head to Arrowhead and take